Welcome everyone to our Lake Michigan School Food System 2025 informational webinar, Igniting Your Innovative Ideas. If closed captioning would help your experience this morning, please click the up arrow on the closed caption button and select Show Subtitle. Let's go ahead and get started. So welcome again. Thank you so much for being here, for joining, for your interest. My name is Catherine Bernstein. I'm a program director with the Illinois Public Health Institute, and the Illinois Public Health Institute serves as the regional administrator for the USDA Food and Nutrition Service funded Lake Michigan School Food System Innovation Hub, which we lovingly call Innovation Hub for short. If you have any questions throughout the presentation today, please feel free to enter those into the chat. We'll be answering questions via our frequently asked questions page on our website. So if you all could please also introduce yourselves in the chat, that would be fantastic. Feel free to share whatever you'd like. We'd invite you to share your name, what organization and state you're joining us from. And we'd also be interested in hearing why you're excited about Innovation Hub, if you have any application partners that you're seeking, folks you're hoping to meet, and anything else you'd like to share, that would be great as well. So while you're doing that, just wanted to note that you will have the chance later to meet and greet with others from your state, including your state leads if you haven't met them yet, in breakout rooms once we're done with the presentation part of this session. That will be a good time to meet other potential applicants who may be interested in partnering on an application. So again, while you're introducing yourselves, I'd like to share a quick overview of who we are as a whole and including our Innovation Hub partners. So I already mentioned that we are funded by the USDA, and the Illinois Public Health Institute serves as the Regional Innovation Hub convener and administrator. State leads are your primary Innovation Hub contact. We'll talk more about them later, but they're here to directly support your applications and, once awarded, to support our grantees. You'll hear from Action for Healthy Kids shortly. They're our assessment, evaluation, and training partner. I also want to note we did work with 2 launch partners when we were initially building the Innovation Hub. They're the Chicago Food Policy Action Council and the National Farm to School Network. So today we have a couple things on our agenda. We'll start by giving a little bit of background and context, and then we'll spend the bulk of our time talking through the requests for applications and the support available to all of you as potential applicants. We'll run through a few of our most frequently asked questions, but know that these are all posted on our website for you to look through anytime as well. We will close with next steps, and then we'll open up breakout rooms by state where you're free to go in, meet and greet with your state leads and with anyone else who's here from your state. And then you're welcome to sign off whenever you're done in that space. Throughout today's presentation, my colleagues will also be sharing resources in the chat where you can learn more about what we're talking through. Please know that some of these resources are not currently available on the website, but we are working to get them posted in the coming weeks. There will be quite a few things posted in the chat. Don't feel like you have to save them all as we go. Everything is housed on our website, and your state leads are here to help you every step of the way. So you will get to know the Innovation Hub and our grants throughout today's presentation, but to start us off, I want to share a quick video.
Every day, millions of kids eat meals at school. How could these meals be locally sourced, more nourishing, and more loved? Lake Michigan's School Food System Innovation Hub nurtures community-driven collaborations that reimagine school meals. We offer funding and support to farmers, food distributors, schools, and others working to bring students food that celebrates our region's cultures and communities. Learn more at innovateschoolfood.org. every day.
Get a second round. So, as many of you may know, this is the second time that we are opening applications for our Spark and Innovation Collaborative Awards. We'd love to know what all of your experience is with our awards. So we're about to launch a poll, which will ask if you applied for the first round of Spark or Innovation Collaborative Awards. So we'll give you all a few moments to answer that. You should see that on your screen. It'll just ask yes or no if you applied for the first round, or maybe some of you started an application and didn't end up submitting for whatever reason. So we've got about two-thirds of you having responded. I'll give it another couple of moments. All right. So hopefully you can see the results now. About 80% of you have not applied for our first round, with about 15% did having applied, and just one of you starting an application last round. So welcome. So glad that you have this interest in our second round, and hopefully this time is helpful to get you grounded and ready to apply. So I mentioned we'll share a bit more background and context. One piece to know is that the United States Department of Agriculture, many of us call them the USDA, established the Healthy Meals Incentives Initiative to improve the nutritional quality of school meals through food systems transformation, school food authority recognition and technical assistance, the generation and sharing of innovative ideas and tested practices, and of course, grants. USDA supports strategies that encourage healthy choices, healthy outcomes, and healthy families. The Healthy Meals Initiative Incentive School Food System Transformation Challenge Cooperative Agreement, which we are part of, is a nationwide effort that puts this vision into action to improve child nutrition and health. So now I'm excited to pass it over to one of our state leads from Michigan, May, to take a closer look at our requests for applications and what's required to apply for a Spark or Innovation Collaborative Award. May, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I was just texting with Julie, our other state lead on this call, how I feel like I might cry because of all the Michigan showing today. Glad you're here. So good to see you all. Sending hugs and kisses. Yeah, it's really amazing to see you all on this call. Yeah, so welcome. Thanks, Catherine, for that introduction. For those of you I don't know, I am May. I am I work at Michigan State University Center for Regional Food Systems, and I'm the Farm to Institution Director. And I am here just, to talk about what we do as state leads and how to prepare your application. So your state lead, there are representatives from each state on this call, from Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, and Indiana. So the person that you need to connect with is on this call. So make sure to do so at the end. They will be your primary contact. So as you're thinking about ideas, as you're thinking about inspiration, as you're wanting to make connections across your state with potential other grantees, that state lead is going to be the person that you need to connect with. Please do check out all the resources in the chat as well, because there are really, really beautiful frequently asked questions on the Innovation Hub website. There are videos for inspiration, and those also the contacts for your state lead are there if you don't already know those folks. I want to highlight that each state does have kind of a different way of going about connecting with grantees. So in Michigan, for example, we're hosting office hours for that project ideation. And so I know that other state leads are also doing that. But I also want to highlight that our friends at IPHI are also hosting office hours for more of that technical support. So as you're applying for your grant, and you're logging into the portal, there are office hours that IPHI supports to support that portal question and even compliance support. So as you're thinking through, oh my gosh, who has to be the leader on this grant? Or can this person be on this grant as a partner? Those compliance questions can also be supported through an office hours that's provided by IPHI. So lots and lots of support as you're thinking through and trying to connect with the state lead and other support systems in this grant. Next slide. All right, so now we're going to drill down. There's two different grants on this application. I love seeing that we have so many new applicants on this webinar today. So some of you, as you're familiarizing yourself with the RFP, might be asking, what grant is better for me right now? Should I apply for the Spark Award or the Innovation Collaborative Award? So a lot of you probably already have gone through the two different awards and you're saying, well, I want to apply for the one with more money. Well, that's not necessarily the right option for you. You really want to think about the content and the partners in that grant. So if you have a project that maybe is a shorter term project where you're just trying stuff out, maybe you're trying taste testing, maybe you want to build some capacities at one school or just one district, that would be very much a Spark Award. It's for quicker projects, something that you can implement more quickly, and it maybe is a more streamlined group of partners where you're all in the same district or you're all in the same vicinity. And those applications can go up to $100,000 with a 30 to $100,000 range. And if you're thinking larger scale, maybe more regional, maybe you're connecting multiple districts across a region in your state, or even thinking about connecting with partners in another state, that would be a larger project where you're actually envisioning a systems change. So you're not just piloting stuff and trying stuff out to see how it works or getting something quickly implemented. You're actually building a system, a process, maybe SOPs across a bigger region or a broader scale. And you need those extra infusion of dollars. So that's up to $500,000. So a large range there from 250 to 500. And the implementation period is a lot longer. So 2 to 2.5 year implementation period. Yep, so that's the two different words. Thank you. Next slide. Just to drill into that a little bit more, because I've talked to several of you from the Michigan side who are just thinking about what are we doing? How does it apply? So again, it's that short infusion, more focus on a very clear food system location. Maybe it's just a school district or one school with multiple farm partners. And you're really focused on things such as planning, product testing, almost think pilot, as how I've been describing it to grantees. So really creating the knowledge and baseline foundation for maybe a bigger systems implementation later on. Next slide. Where the Innovation Collaborative, again, is that larger systems change project. Scaling up, maybe something that you've already implemented. I know that several people who've applied for Spark Awards, this might be you have that award that you did the last round, and now you're ready to take that pilot or that project that you tried out and scale it to a larger project. That would be a really, really beautiful new way to go about this. New programs, even product development or integration. Maybe you tried something at one school and you're ready to expand to other districts. That would be a really great example of innovation collaborative project. Next one. Okay, so as you're thinking about this, I love backwards planning and thinking of the end in mind. And so we want to actually realize that these grants were developed to go over a long span of time. So we did the first round, which already come out. We actually just finished the Spark Innovation Awards on the first round. Those have closed now, and we're in the middle or close to the tail end of the round one of the Innovation Collaborative Awards. And so right now you can see we're smack dab in the middle where we're in round two of awards where we're going to re-providing opportunities to apply for another Spark Award and the Round 2 Innovation Collaborative Awards. And I just want to highlight and call out and shout out the amazing IPHI team and all the state leads who took feedback from that round one and adjusted the RFPs to change the grant caps and some of the very unique things in those RFPs based on feedback we heard from round one. So these RFPs are better attuned to meet the needs of the applicants this round, which I'm really proud to say. They've been real time changes. So right now we're doing round two. And as you're thinking about which grant to apply for, I do want you to consider that we do have one more round of grants coming in 2027. So that will be one more round of Spark Awards. Those grants, we don't know exactly the timing on when those will come out yet, but maybe the tail end of next year. And those again will be for that same shorter timeline of 1 year with a potential extension for 4 months. And those will be potentially a smaller cap of awards. We don't know those dollar amounts because those could change again, but those will be for that round three will that be for that Spark Award again. So just something to consider as you're developing your project and what track you want to, that there will be one more round of Spark Awards. Next slide. Okay, I believe this is my last slide, but this is a really important one. And this is all very, very much our best projection of a timeline. So we opened the award October 15th. The application deadline, as you know, is 45 days away. It's January 23rd, 2026 at 5 p.m. Central Time. I want to highlight that many of our states have grant reviewers, and we are reviewing applications as they come in. And so we really, really encourage you to get your grant submitted early because our amazing, again, IPHI team will be reviewing those grants to make sure that everything has been submitted. So all those different intricate pieces that you need, award, partner letters, etc. We'll make sure that all those pieces are there. And the sooner you turn those grants in, the sooner those can get reviewed to make sure all those pieces are there. And the sooner that you can confirm that many missing pieces are there and have a better chance of making sure that you don't get disqualified for having missing pieces. Again, you'll see right underneath it, there's any missing materials due date. So that is the sooner you turn it in, the sooner IPHI will notify if you're missing materials. And then that final deadline, if you are missing materials, will be February 6th. So that's a little confusing. I want to make sure everybody understands. So let's say you turn it in January 23, you're missing 2 documents, but 50 other people also applied and turned in their grants. IPHI is going to do the best they can to review those. You might not get notified because they're going through so many grants until February 1st or 2nd or 3rd that you're missing pieces. So really, again, we encourage you to turn it in early because the earlier you turn it in, the quicker you'll get reviewed for any missing pieces, the quicker you'll get notified of missing pieces, and the quicker you can make sure you get those missing pieces in. Grant notification will be early summer. It has to go through a couple of rounds of reviews and different reviewers. And then project start date, our goal is early summer 2026. So there will be a pretty quick turnaround from notification to when the grant award will start. And do I have one more slide? I think one more slide. Nope, that's our next. That's going to be our next speaker and state lead. I'm just going to pass that over to, is it Diane?
Jenna from Actual
Jenna.
Healthy
Oh, yes,
Kids.
Jenna. Yes, Jenna. Passing it over to Jenna to keep us moving on a little bit more, drilling into the details of the grant.
You may. Hi, everybody. My name is Jenna Kazmarski with Action for Healthy Kids, and we are the project partner for assessment, evaluation, and training. And the HMI Initiative School Food System Transformation Challenge Cooperative Agreement paves the way for greater collaboration between farmers, food producers, and other key players throughout the school food system. So this includes supporting collaborations between members of the local and regional school food system that can really inspire improvements in school meal quality. So specifically, I want to go over our goals at the Innovation Hub. We're looking to increase the number of small food producers and local food businesses that are working in the school food system and the Lake Michigan region. We're looking to improve the amount or quality of nutritious foods that align with current USDA meal pattern requirements for school meals. as well as increasing access to nourishing food across our region. You can learn more about the types of projects we fund, so you should definitely check out our first round of grantees. They have some excellent, inspiring progress that they've made. We also have a page with inspiration for projects and another page with project component ideas that you might consider. So links for all of these are being shared in the chat now. And then I'd like to share a little bit more about some specific grant requirements and programmatic requirements that are included in our Spark and Innovation Collaborative Awards. So all of our grantees are going to be required to participate in annual, regional, and local trainings that are provided by the Innovation Hub. We also want you to commit to connecting with students and families to better understand and respond to their dietary needs and preferences. And lastly, you'll need to attend regular check-ins with your state lead and provide information that will inform reports, success stories, and case studies. So with that, I will pass it over to Mariella.
Thanks, Jenna. I'm Mariela Medina with the Illinois Public Health Institute. I'm working with grantees to support their understanding of federal compliance, and we're going to go over who is eligible to apply for Spark or Innovation Collaborative Awards. So we're seeking many people and organizations who want to work together to strengthen our local school food system, including farmers, food producers, food suppliers, food distributors, other food system and industry partners, schools and school districts, including nonprofit, private, and charter schools that operate the National School Lunch Program or NSLP and/or School Breakfast Program SBP. Other organizations, including but not limited to community nonprofit organizations, state and local governmental agencies, Native American tribal organizations, institutions of higher education, and small businesses. Please note that innovation collaborative projects should include at least 2 organizations of partners to achieve project goals. At least one partner should be a farmer, food producer, food supplier, food distributor, or other food system partner. Innovation collaborative proposals that include cross-state partnerships and potential for regional impact will be prioritized for funding. People and organizations can apply for a Spark or Innovation Collaborative Award on their own or in collaboration with other partners. When applying with others, it's important to think through which organization should be the lead applicant. The lead applicant will need to be registered in the System for Award Management Government Contracting System, or SAM.gov, and have a current Unique Entity ID or UEI number. Registration can begin at the time of application, and the lead applicant should also be able to demonstrate financial capacity, show strong commitment to documentation, and be able to complete grant deliverables. I can also help support and determine who the lead applicant should be. All awardees must follow standard federal award financial practices and be in good financial standing. This is also known as compliance. 2 CFR, or the Code of Federal Regulations Title II, provides the framework for managing federal grants and agreements. It includes guidelines on administrative and financial requirements. Submit all required financial and programmatic reports according to the grant agreement and USDA guidelines. And also work with your state leads to submit timely quarterly reports and submit one annual report that summarizes major successes and lessons learned and contributes to regional evaluation measurements, also known as metrics. So now we're going to go over what some allowable costs are. Allowable costs are included in Appendix B of the RFA, but listed here are a few. Activities that improve food quality and nutrition. These may include, but are not limited to, product development, taste testing events, food safety training, and nutrition education. Capacity building, so costs associated with activities that enhance skills, knowledge, and resources to better meet the objectives of a project. Promotion expenses, such as printing, duplication, and distribution of materials to promote projects. Spending for supplies, personnel costs like salary and benefits for key staff directly supporting the project for the percentage of time that the staff will be supporting the project, rental costs, leasing, technology, travel, and please note that equipment that costs more than $10,000 per unit must be approved by USDA prior to purchasing. Some allowable costs So allowable costs are also included in Appendix B of the RFA, but a few include food. So funds used to purchase food intended primarily for consumption, such as for events, lunch or meal services, are not allowable. Advertising and public relation costs, marketing items, so promotional swag and door prize items. For example, these could be blankets, candy, clothing, keychain, and other promotional items are not allowable to be purchased with USDA funds. Prizes, so gift cards, cash, and other monetary awards are not allowable. Monetary expenses, loans, cash, etc. are not allowable. Capital expenditures slash improvements. So this is money spent to make significant, long-lasting enhancements or additions to property, equipment, or facilities, such as permanent structure building. So this could be things like foundation, plumbing, electrical. That's not allowable. Costs for lobbying, costs unrelated to the project in any way, fines and penalties, and also equipment fixes. And again, you can join my office hours for any specific questions related to allowable and unallowable costs.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elise Ramos, a program manager with the Illinois Public Health Institute, and now we're going to talk briefly about actually applying. While the RFA has all the information you need to know about the grant opportunity, we also have a few worksheets available to help you apply. First, you'll find the application questions available as a Microsoft Word document or a Google document, whichever is easier for you. Answering the questions this way allows you to prepare the responses prior to entering them into our application portal, and it can also help you work on it on your own time and collaborate with project partners on the answers. You'll be able to enter your answers into our portal in English, Spanish, or with audio, and the submissions will be reviewed in the language and form they're received in. Please note you will need to upload the work plan form from the application questions as its own document once you're in the portal. We also have letter of support templates. Full guidance on when letters of support are required or recommended is included as the first page in the downloadable document. The following pages are customizable templates that you can use for different types of partners. And finally, the budget templates you'll be asked to upload when you apply are available as an Excel document and as Google Sheets. Information on how to use the budgets and tips are on the first tab of the documents. This column in the worksheets section of our website, in the screenshot here, also has a downloadable version of our allowable cost. This information is also included in our request for applications as Appendix B. Additionally, we have videos to help you understand all of these materials on our website. All right. Once you've finished answering the application questions and completed your letters of support and budget, you're ready to enter everything into our grant portal. You can access the grant portal from our website's grants or homepage. On the homepage, you can select Apply from the upper toolbar.
Hello, my name is Esmeralda Vargas, and I'm a program associate with the Innovation Hub and the Illinois Public Health Institute. Please keep an eye on our Innovation Hub Frequently Asked Questions webpage for a regularly updated list of questions and answers. In consultation with the USDA, we are updating the frequently asked questions as we receive them. We've reviewed a few questions that we'd like to answer now. How many awards will there be this cycle? The number of awards depends on the number of applications we receive and how much selected applicants request. That being said, we do plan to award approximately 8 to 26 Spark Awards and 5 to 10 Innovation Collaborative Awards this cycle. Can I have multiple sources of USDA funding? Yes, for different projects. Your organization cannot be awarded two sources of USDA funding for the same project or scope of work. Your organization cannot be the lead on two Innovation Hub awards at the same time. However, your organization could be a funded partner on an Innovation Collaborative project and the lead on a Spark Award project, as long as the projects are for different scopes of work, for example. Current Innovation Hub Innovation Collaborative Award leads, as well as organizations that support administration of or receive funding as a primary lead from Project Scales, supporting community agriculture and local education systems, plants, partnerships for local agriculture and nutrition transformation in schools, or Full Plates, Full Potentials School Food System Innovation Grant are not eligible to apply as a lead applicant for this Innovation Hub cycle. While they cannot serve as a lead applicant, these organizations may still participate as a funded partner on an Innovation Collaborative or Spark Award application. Are the funds used to purchase locally grown products and get them into schools? No, funds may not be used to purchase food intended primarily for consumption. Please see Appendix B of the request for application for more information on allowable costs or visit the web page in the chat for more information on allowable cost. Is there a requirement to have a school or school district as lead applicant or partner? No, although all projects must be intended to benefit at least one school in Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, and/or Indiana. Any application for which a school or school district is not the lead applicant will require a letter of support from a school, school district, or group of schools that show the schools or schools' interest in the project and willingness to support efforts to respond to students' dietary needs and preferences. Now let's talk about the review process. All applications are due by January 23rd, 2026 at 5 p.m. Central Time, but early submission is encouraged. All applications will be screened for eligibility, completeness, and allowable costs on a rolling basis in the order they are submitted. The Innovation Hub team will email the lead applicant to notify them of any missing materials or information and/or problems meeting eligibility criteria by January 30th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Any requested materials or information must be provided by February 6, 2026 at 5 p.m., or the application will not be considered for funding. That is why, to ensure sufficient time to submit any required documentation, we strongly encourage early submissions. All eligible and complete applications will be reviewed and scored by 3 reviewers in the form they are received, in Spanish, English, and as written or audio files. The USDA will review the funding recommendations and make the final decision on awards early summer 2026. Now I'll pass it to my colleague, Catherine.
Thank you, Esmeralda. And thank you all so much for joining today and everyone who presented. We hope this has been informative, and we are excited to open breakout groups shortly so that you can connect directly with your state leads and with others in your state and help make any connections that you are looking for. If you're not able to stay for the breakout groups, we understand, but we would encourage you to connect directly with your state leads after this call. They are your first point of contact for any questions and any requests for support that you might have. Also, following this call, we'd really encourage you to fully review the Spark and/or Innovation Collaborative Award request for applications, which includes all the information that we've reviewed here today and more. Also, like Esmeralda mentioned, please check out our frequently asked questions webpage, which we will update regularly as we get new questions in consultation with USDA. And also access our support page. We have all the resources that my colleagues have been putting in the chat posted there. And it can help you with the application portal. We have videos to walk you through all the different pieces of our grants, project ideas like Jenna mentioned, and more. And then when you're ready, we do hope that you apply by January 23rd at 5 p.m. Central Time, of course, ideally earlier if you are able. And now I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Elise to talk through the breakout groups.
All right. So now we'll move into breakout groups until 2 p.m. to give you a chance to meet with your state leads and other organizations from your state. As you know, state leads are available to help you develop project ideas, form and manage partnerships, connect with resources, answer questions about your application, and help strengthen your grant writing by reviewing or editing your application. In the breakout group, state leads will introduce themselves and the support they're able to offer, and then invite you all to introduce yourselves and any connections you're looking to make. Feel free to leave the webinar once you've met with your state leads, and thank you all for joining. I'm going to go ahead and open up the groups now by state.